Hi, welcome to video 3.7, Multiplying Radicals, and we are on page 18 of your notes packet. So when you are multiplying radicals, you've got two options. The first option is to simplify all your radicals first. So write all radicals in simplest form. Then you're going to multiply the coefficients, so the numbers before the radical. Then you're going to multiply the radicands, which is the name for the number that is inside the radical, and then you're going to simplify everything so that it is in simplest form when you finish. The other thing you can do is you can skip the simplest form before you start, and then you can just multiply the coefficients, and you can multiply the radicands, and then you can simplify when you're done. Now, at first, it kind of looks like if I were just reading these two options, I would think, well, duh, I'm going to go with option 2 because option 2 has less steps in it. But the steps in option 2 can be more difficult to complete depending on what you're doing. For instance, we're going to do the left column together, and then I'm going to have you guys do the right column on this page and the next page by yourselves, and then we'll check answers. So right here, if I were going to use option 2, I would have to multiply 64 and 36, which I would rather not do because that's multiplication by hand. However, I can simplify them first. So the square root of 64 is 8, the square root of 36 is 6, and then I multiply them together and I have 48. So that's a lot less work than it would be to use option 2, even though there's lots of steps written here. Okay, let's try the next one. So the square root of 6 cannot be simplified. So we are just going to multiply our coefficients here. So negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. And then square root of 6 times square root of 6 is square root of 36. And that means square root of 6 is 6. So our final answer on this is 36. Okay, let's try a couple more. Let's see when we have variables. So like this one, square root of x times x is x squared, and the square root of x squared is x. Moving down, we're going to see when we're mixing some stuff up. So variables, radicals, anything. So in this one, square root of 2 cannot be simplified, so we just write it like this. 5 square root of 2. Over here, we're going to distribute. So we're going to take 5 times the square root of 15, which just looks like this, plus square root of, because they're both under the radical, so 15 times 3 is 45, and then 45 is not in its simplest form because 45 is the same thing as square root of 9 times square root of 5, and we can simplify the square root of 9. So we have 5 square root of 15, and then square root of 9 is 3 square root of 5. And we can't simplify any more than that because this one is square root of 15 and this one is square root of 5. So we're as far as we can go on that one. Okay, let's do one more. So this we are distributing again. So here I'm doing 3 times 5, which is 15, and then 2 times 3, which is 6, so it's the square root of 6. And then I'm going to do plus, because that's our sign here. 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 2 is 4, so it's the square root of 4. And then square root of 4 can be simplified. So 18 times 2, so we have 15 square root of 6 plus 36. Okay, you go ahead and try all of them in the right column, starting from this page, page 18, and then moving on to page 19. Pause the video, and when you come back, I'll give you the answers. Okay, here are your answers on this is page 19, so do page 19 first, the box at the bottom. Here's the one at the top. And then go back to page 18, and there are your answers for page 18. Okay, please write down anything that caused you to have questions, and we'll discuss it in class.